Okay, so I've talked about Destair previously. Now I want to get into the other two items that I covered in the September lesson, just as a video review for those who were there or for those who weren't there. They can get a little bit more background. So I talked about book scanners, and a book scanner is really just a much faster way to scan books. Why is it so much faster? Because it's basically a camera, which is instant, instead of a scanner, which scans by pixel. And if you have flatbed scanners and scan documents, it takes, it can take anywhere from, I'd say, 5, 6 seconds to scan something up to maybe 20 seconds, depending on the scanner and what you're trying to scan. A book scanner also scans 2 pages at a time. So you open a book, you lay it down flat, and the scanner looks down at the book and essentially takes a picture of it. Um, so what would a book scanner be useful for? If you have an ancestor's journal or a personal history in hard copy form, it's a great way to preserve that record, to make sure you'll always have a copy of that no matter what happens to the hard copy. It's a great way to share the record. I don't know about you, but I've had many instances where somebody in the family had a really valuable document or a book, and they didn't want to share it because somebody might lose it or keep it or damage it or something. This way, if you do a scan with a book scanner, you can just share the electronic file or upload it somewhere, and everybody can access it. It also makes the record searchable. As we did with Destair, it will convert a book, if it's a printed book, into a PDF file which you can search text in. So suppose you have a really long book and you're just searching for one story or one person, and it might be hundreds of pages. You can do an instant search and, within a couple of seconds, find whatever you want. I've also found that it's really valuable for scanning old books. I have a relative in the Netherlands who's bought several old books, hard copy books about the tiny village where my family came from, and sent them to me. However, they're all in Dutch and there are a lot of pages in there, and I'm not sure, what I'm going to find. Rather than look at every page or read every entire page, by scanning these old books, making them digital, I can now just hit a button and it will scan through all those pages and find if my family's name is mentioned or something about someone I'm looking for. Um, some of you may have gotten into scrapbooking as well, or may have old scrapbooks, and then the pictures are in there, but there are notes, and it's not in an easy format to search. But if you go in and digitize this, again, you can at least preserve the record and allow a way to share it with other people and share that information that way. They have book scanners at the Family Search library, so I wouldn't recommend buying one. I do own one, which was a really nice one. It has a foot pedal, so instead of having to click every time I want to scan the page, I turn the page on the book and click the little thing with my foot, and it just scans it. And so really slick. But they have nice book scanners there at the Family Search Center. The people there will show you how to use them, and they're all set up and plugged into a computer and ready to go. You just lay your book down and start, clicking the button each time you want to scan the page. So how much faster is it? If you took a 150-page personal history and tried to scan that in a traditional scanner, based on my experience, it'll take about 2.5 hours to do that. With a book scanner, it's about 8 minutes. So way faster. We all have a limited amount of time we can do family history work, and I'd much rather spend it doing something productive, like reading about my ancestors, rather than scanning a book for 2.5 hours. So that's a really great tool. And the other thing I had mentioned at the meeting in September is that Microsoft Office 365, the Microsoft Word piece of that, has a really cool new feature called audio recording transcription. And I had shared some information about voice recognition software previously, which is a really great way to kind of dictate your story and turn it into words. But perhaps you've got old recordings, and you interviewed somebody, or you made an audio recording about a history, and you don't want to spend the time to transcribe that. It could take hours and hours to do that. Um, Artificial intelligence now has brought us a new transcription tool here that's really impressive. Just in the last year or so, this has started to pop up, especially in the last few months. So there are now several websites and tools out there, but most of them charge $15 to $25 for a monthly subscription to use them, to upload your audio files and have them transcribed. Right now, Microsoft Office offers a free version. So if you have a subscription to Microsoft Office, I know a few of the people at the meeting did. Um, it's very easy to use, and it's extremely fast. I did a demo in the class where we took a 3-hour long recording I had made of an interview I did, and uploaded it, and literally within a few seconds it was all transcribed. It not only transcribes, it distinguishes between the different speakers. So if there are two speakers, it will have speaker one and speaker two and what they said. You can include timestamps if you want, so it will tell you, at 43 minutes and 12 seconds into your interview, this person said this, and 43 minutes and 20 seconds, the next person said this. So it's extremely detailed and efficient, and very, very helpful to take an old interview and turn it into something that's written in text. So a great way to really tell your personal history and turn it into a book and publish it by simply talking and sitting down with a recorder in one session or multiple sessions and recording your history, and then you essentially push a button and it turns it into text, and it's very accurate. I've found it's probably 95% accurate. There are some Dutch words or things like that. Acronyms can confuse it a little bit, but other than that, you do have to do a little proofreading. But it's very, very quick as compared to trying to type it all out yourself. So hopefully that's of use to you, and you'll have an opportunity at some point to try this out and to record your personal history or to record stories about your ancestors. And if you'd like some help in then turning those into an audio converted transcript, I'm happy to do that for you. I do have the subscription, so all you'd have to do is give me a flash drive with the recording on it, and I could push a button, and a few seconds later it would all be transcribed for you. So stop me at one of the meetings or send me an email, and I'm happy to help you with that.